So yeah, what you were saying?
We was talking about Gunna.
Yeah, I was talking about Gunna. Like Gunna, you know, like I feel like people they get so invested and you know, like them beating on 6ix9ine, it just doesn't make much sense to me. Like it's not your issue, not your problem, and if they snitch, they snitch. You know, whatever comes from it comes from it. Snitches get stitches. But like for why?
At this point, I don't understand because there's no y'all can't give somebody the streets don't love nobody. Whatever code y'all think there is, Tekashi was not a street nigga. That y'all used him as a cash cow, and he snitched on y'all. How y'all gonna say he a street nigga?
Nah, he was doing a lot of antics.
He was doing a lot of antics, and guess what? He got caught up. He wanted to be whatever said it was a Bloods. He was a Blood, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what he was.
Whatever group he was a part of in New York, they use him as a cash cow. They do that to certain people, but because
and I heard fucking his baby mama and they kidnapped.
They kidnapped him and tried to ransom him for money.
Too or something. Or was it his?
He introduced himself into life trying to be that hard, but that's the same thing. Like y'all don't even hear Gunna talking about killing nobody or whatever. We might not know Gunna a street nigga, but this is what I'm thinking. Everybody trying to associate rap with street nigga shit.
Yeah,
I don't get that.
And
because people feel like rap is a street is a street type of.
Y'all literally have Christian rappers. They not from the streets.
Some of them.
No, and it's crazy because there's really there's no distinguishing the two. You know, like for some people, like you take my grandma for example. She's ignorant. You know what I'm saying? Like born and raised in a completely different country. She hears rap. It don't matter if they talking about Jesus. She's still gonna see it as rap, and she doesn't have to know what's being said. For her already, there's a negative connotation to it. You know what I'm saying? And it's so frustrating, I feel like, because then that's how people start to misconstrue, I think, like...
Yeah, like, it's like, there's multiple subcategories to that category. And I tell people that, like, with hip-hop, like President Kendrick Lamar, that's my favorite rapper. Because he can be ignorant, and he can be political, and he can be talking from his mind to speak to people, which you can relate to. And I love that about him. Like, you met, like, his last album, what was it?
That's not something cool. I ain't like it.
The song Mirror. I can't remember his last album, but I loved it. But everybody didn't like the last album. You didn't like the last album. I remember you said something about it.
I didn't like it.
You didn't like it? You feel like you fell off?
I feel like Kendrick lost it, man.
No,
I would say lost it. I just feel like you had us. I'm trying to find the title. When we waited all the years for that album, and that shit was. I wouldn't say it's not ass because it just.
It didn't speak to you.
It's not what I thought it would have been. I thought you would come spitting on some like.
I'll pull it up.
I thought you were gonna come spitting on some nice beat. I mean, nice beats. The only song that was kind of good was the song him with Kodak. Yeah, and it was like, alright. It has no. It's not timeless to me. It don't last long.
No, for me, it's like, I mean, you can say that about Paper Butterfly. Yeah. But that's an album you don't really listen to.
But you have to better than that album.
This is Mr. Moral and the Big
Set. Like, I loved it because it's, for me, it hit feelings at home. That's why I liked it. And I think
you still listen to it?
Yeah, I still listen. I didn't know say that.
I listen to
certain songs, not all certain songs.
Mirror is my favorite song.
But like Tyler Creator said, he said some people didn't like because it hit home too hard. And the people ain't trying to hear that. They're not trying to hear that.
I like when Kendrick rapping.
Rapping. I hate that people aren't trying to hear that because at the like that's
they want to hear ignorant 24/7.
But it's so crazy because it just goes back to being all up in a person's business. Like you want to be all up in this person's business off of their album, but when it comes to their album, you don't want them to spit real shit or like that doesn't make no sense.
Yeah, man.
I mean that was the industry. A lot. We don't, as black people, enough of us don't buy albums. White people buy it. White people like to see the self-destruction of black people. They like to hear all that killing and ignorant shit. So,
they're just trying to be it too.
They trying to be it too. But it's the same. It's the same thing, man.
Yeah, like most rappers don't really live that life.
Yeah, like I remember there was a documentary where they was talking about like rappers in the 80s and 90s that were like speaking positively. And they were like one-hit wonders because nobody wanted to hear that positive shit.
Yeah, before
we talk about like Biggie and Tupac.
Before NWA, music was kind of like the Rakims and the just more like influent, like more trying to teach you stuff and more trying to be positive.
Andre 3000 kind of vibe.
And then NWA came, and then shit started getting.
It started changing.
You're an artist yourself.
And it's because people were angry. People were angry
Yeah,
at
people
something.
because they was like,
You know, there was an issue at hand, and this was the only outlet for everybody to hear it. And like, I think this was the outlet for this specific group of people to, you know, relate to it and feel that same anger, without realizing that in the long term, it altered the overall perspective of how people see this kind of music.
I agree, because with the NWA, that was more Ice Cube, Dre, and Eazy-E, or
because there's also
they was talking about their environment.
Yeah, well, Ice-T, it was NWA, it was Naughty by Nature, it was Wu-Tang, all the big groups. That was the
Slaughterhouse.
And then over time, it just started becoming more of
it became a cultural thing.
Yeah,
It became now this perspective that this is what it is when you live in these environments, and this is how it should stay, and this is what makes you about that life. This is what makes you this individual, you know. And it's kind of disappointing.
It's an image like at the end of Paid in Full.
Yeah.
When they was like showing people flexing, it was like, you really ain't gotta live that street life to be a street nigga, and you can just portray the image. That's what, you know, the money meant.
You fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it. But in tune to that, what's your opinion on the state of R&B? Niggas ain't grabbing the L no more. It ain't raining no more. They ain't heartbroken no more.
We ain't
I am an R&B girl. Like, I love me some R&B more than anything and everything. Like, that's my shit right there. Yes. But
Because I don't be hearing Chris Brown singing to women like that. Like how Usher used to be in the rain. All that shit.
I've had this conversation several times, right? And I think if you got an artist that can make something sound sexy, like that's your R&B right there, right? And even then, if you even think about back then, like the aesthetic of things, okay, it was really nice, but you didn't have a lot of artists that could make something sound sexy. Like Usher, he could make something sound sexy. Chris Brown, he could make something sound sexy. You know what I mean? When you really toasting. Like, that shit got you feeling things, you know what I'm saying? But
R&B definitely ain't the same though.
it's not. It's really not.
I was in a car that yesterday. I'm still bumping to it, but Faith Evans, "Love You."
Yeah,
that shit, like, it's like, damn, dog, that shit like came out like 20 years ago, and that shit still sound good.
Yeah.
I'm like, damn, we need R&B like this again. Nobody's singing like this again. Nobody talking about that real.
Ain't nobody hurt.
Jodeci.
And then that kind of ties back into like what we were saying, like the culture, the way the culture is these days, the generation, the way that
it's adapting.
It's like,
to something else.
I'm gonna be hard. I don't want nobody to see what.
And if it's hurt,
really
it's coming out as like toxic.
Yeah.
It's real it's not coming out like it's vulnerable, like toxic shit.
It's like that song by SZA, Kill Bill, where she's like, what is it? Like, I just killed my ex.
I heard that song.
Everybody wants to be on some like,
and everybody was like,
nobody wants to be
feeling that shit.
Yeah, nobody wants to wear their heart in their sleeve no more because they want to feel like, yo, they want to be on their.
I'm too hard for it.
Yeah,
I'm too hard.
You vulnerable, you pussy.
Yeah.
So much is turning us back in time, because even that same perspective is what, like, even though I think we're in a generation now where we're so exposed to like healing and finding yourself and just, you know, starting to come together, I think that because people don't want to be that weak, or because there's more ability to be that exposed to being weak and vulnerable, they're putting on this like toxic front, this mask of like, nah,
people
I'm hard.
not healing for real.
Yeah.
They talking about it's a facade. They talking about it, but they're not healing for
With the sun, the moon, and the stars, and everything else.
And you know what they gonna say? It ain't enough.
Yeah.
And right now, I give you this dick.
Somehow
that's the most give R&B.
It's really like the sexual now.
That's true. Like R&B right now is very sexual.
R&B, it was feelings, sensual, and sexual, but it ties them together. Right now, it's just sexual.
The best
Like
R&B
that
was
Boys to Men.
Like you had Tyrese saying "Sweet Lady," won't you be my? It's like no more like
LL Cool J, man. LL used to be that man, yo.
I need
like
love.
talk to me. Talk to me.
It's not like that no more. It's no more poem music no more. It's more
not.
like, yo, we gonna get straight to the
Them boys was
business.
fantasizing about taking somebody down.
But we're also in
it was
like
dirty Mac.
there's this division too, though. There's this division because remember at that time, you're dealing with men and women that it's like women want to be loved and men, you know, want to give that love and this that
It's
whatever.
different now.
Right now it's just we're at war with each other.
Yeah.
Like men and women are
Not
at
saying
war with
that.
each other, and it's
We
very
trying to figure out
bad.
who's better.
Who's better?
more money,
Oh yeah,
you know?
yeah,
Who
exactly.
can care less?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is getting worse. Yeah.
And what
Oh,
your-
yeah, girls are
and
on
what your
top right
bio
now.
say?
So
And what your bio say?
compete with yourself.
Period.
Nobody want to
sis.
compete with themselves.
Come on,
Period,
man. We compete
sis.
with each other when we need to be
Compete with yourself.
unified.
Compete with yourself. Heal yourself.
Right.
I mean, you know, people don't want to heal. Like I said, people don't want.
Yeah.
Healing is true. Healing is
Knowing
that's
yourself.
what you need. That's
Yeah.
what they do.
yourself.
Healing.
Yeah.
And nobody want to know. Nobody want to know themselves. Nobody want to get to know. Nobody want to get to know the root of the problem. Because that shit makes you feel like, damn, makes you feel weak.
It's easy
Yeah.
to do this.
Yeah.
But it ain't easy to do this.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to feel like, damn, I'm the problem. I know you the problem sometimes.
I'm gonna post a quote. What Javon I used to do when I used to edit the videos, I would put quotes in the second season, and there was a quote you said that I seen this morning. The quote was like, "No one chooses to fix themselves because they wouldn't get any attention."
Oh,
And then
you gain advantage when you're broken. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get advantage when you're broken. That's an advantage.
all right.
Like let's say you have a messed up back, and let's say you have and you work, and you be like, oh, I can't do this. My back a little tight. You have the advantage. You don't have to do the hard work because they know you have a back problem. You have the advantage. You don't do all the hard work. Anybody else would. So same thing with being broken. You got advantage. So people feel sorry for you, or people trying to fix you. Or
That's why it's good to be in a situation like and shit. I'm gonna talk about myself real quick. Like let me talk my shit about me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like at some point in time, like I was mad toxic. Like he could come on here right now and tell you, like mad
Next
toxic,
episode.
crazy, and like I really had to be confronted with who I was and who do I want to be. You know, like, do I really want to be the kind of person that could like hold in all that anger and just be so angry? Like, you know, healing doesn't have to be alone. You could heal with somebody, you know, as long as you know that you're supported and you're good and somebody's gonna be there to catch you when you fall.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay, but it's not a vulnerable thing at all to like. I mean, at first I felt very weak, you know, because it's like, damn, like, you know, I'm always the problem. I'm always a fucking problem. Like, what about you? You're not no fucking problem. Like, it's just me. Goddamn. And eventually I realized, nah, you know what? I got a lot of shit I gotta heal from for real.
It's just that only thing people are afraid to who they speak to. Because
Yeah.
they're afraid it might be thrown back in their face.
Yeah, I've
Right.
heard that. I've heard
That's
that.
the only
It's trauma.
problem.
We have a lot of trauma.
And it's important if you as the man or whoever it is, you know, if you know in a situation, like if you really want to make a relationship work, and this is some relationship advice, y'all, like relationship advice 101. If you want to make something work for real, like even if you are dealing with a really crazy broken individual, like if you know for a fact that you are a little bit more level-headed and a little more stable, and like you see potential in this person, like stick around, like help them see the things, and sometimes the approach is the approach has to change, you know, like you can't let you know yourself, and maybe this person doesn't know who they are yet, and they need somebody to teach them because they haven't had a clear way.
But you don't want you don't want to put yourself at a risk of fucking yourself up too.
You don't, but then that's kind of,
You gotta
I
make sure
think,
you prepare for it. A lot of
Yeah,
people not- you
exactly.
gotta- if you're not prepared for it,
and
you might
that's
end up
where it
fucking
comes
yourself
to
up.
have you had the opportunity to
Yeah.
find yourself. If you know for a fact you've worked on yourself and you've had that time to just come together with who I am, then give the other person give the other person a chance to do
give
that.
them grace and give them.
Yeah,
a
because
lot of
you've
people
gone
not-
through it, and
lot-
if you went through it alone, don't you want to be somebody? Like, don't you want to
Yeah.
be who you needed at that time?
But some people are very selfish. They be like, "Nah, I went through it by myself. You gonna go through it by yourself." And it be like that. People are like that. But then you're right though. I agree with what you're saying. It makes a lot of sense because if you, why would you want to be somebody? You know, give them some assistance. Give them,
Yeah.
give them.
And like Michael Jackson's song one time, heal the world and make it a better place for you and for me.
No, you know what it is? That's you are not alone.
Yeah, because you're not for real.
I will be with you.
See, we ain't got songs no more, man.
No, we don't. We
That's
don't.
true, though.
Yeah, back to R&B. R&B needs to get better.
Ain't gonna get better, man.
Yeah, I think we just we're on a bad wave of like.
It's changing, but
Toxic.
not.
We're in a very bad generation.
We have toxic art.
Because you gotta, it's quicker. Like now, you can make bullshit music and go viral for it.
No, 100%.
I can say my coochie pink, my booty hole brown, and it go popping.
Hey.
But it's like a nigga who talking some real shit on some, or a girl who making good music don't get the validation for it. You can say some shit like that and go viral everywhere. Like
But
they love that.
We
song.
would have never thought that song. When I first heard it, I was like, what is
we used to
this?
say shit like that. We used to say shit like that in middle school, bro. Joking around.
Joking around.
Because
And look what happened.
the
It's not
more
even-
ignorant it is, the more people like it.
we used to really say shit like that in middle school and joking around, and like people be like, "Oh, you whack as fuck."
We're
We
so
joking, but now
distracted.
it's
Now,
wait.
now it blows up.
How
We're so
dumb can I make this
distracted.
song and how hard the beat could go?
No, we're so distracted. Like just as in general, like you know, we like I said, we are coming from that. We're in that middle lane because we're millennials. We're in that middle lane
Oh, we're
right
in the
now.
middle lane, boy.
We've seen a little bit of everything, and like I think, and this is where I guess social media comes into play. I think social media is so dangerous.
Oh, hell
so dangerous.
That
You know, I
shit.
think that it's so many avenues for growth and so many things that like can be really good, but then like if you really think about the way it's poisoning, and this isn't to say, oh yeah, oh you know all the LGBT and all the Black Lives Matter
Damn,
and all
don't
this
bring
and
them in
that,
there,
whatever.
don't bring
Like
that.
you know,
Don't bring
some
them
people are
in.
like, oh that's an agenda, this that. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm referring to like just the fact that we're all so exposed to so many things. We become dissociated with our emotions. Like you're seeing people get shot up on Facebook Live now. You know, like for real. It's not even like.
And it's easy to access porn on Twitter. Very easy.
Well, yeah. I mean, but like that
On
shit's
X.
real, you
On
know?
X.
Like you're
On X.
actually
On X.
you're watching people die like live, like as it's happening, and like we're so dissociated. We're like, oh yeah, the shit, damn, that's crazy. It makes it hard to want to feel anything. So it's easy to get distracted by music like that, trash ass music like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You got it.
Let me talk to you. So we're gonna wrap it up with this one. Thank you.
Everybody for joining in. Please like, comment, subscribe,
Yes, sir. Yes,
comment, show us some love. I know we've been, not consistent, but we're trying.
Hey,
We're trying.
I'm here now.
We trying to be
Yes.
on schedule.
Women bring consistency.
That's tough.
Yeah.
My guy,
Yeah, keep it going.
Javon, take us out, man.
Oh, I did out.
All right, we done.